one of the best songs in the world is Pretty Green Eyes, and he starts on fried chicken and fries or something.
Welcome along to Fried Chicken Fries, the Random Topic Selector podcast. I am Richard Easterbrook, and once again I am joined, as ever, by Matthew Keeling. Hello, Matt, you alright?
Yeah, alright. Let's just go for the whole thing.
Yeah. We probably should cut the volume a little bit. There we go. Is that any better?
Yeah, I'm alright, yeah.
Right, we're in like in new surroundings today, as in like we're in the same room as we usually are. But we've got a new studio setting, which is quite shiny and bright. It's quite nice to use. So for the first time, this podcast will be available as a video on Spotify. We're also I didn't tell you that bit. We're also going to upload it to YouTube as well.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're only using the free edition because you have to pay for it to do more stuff. I didn't tell you that.
So it's going to cut out, isn't it?
Possibly. I think it said something like there's like a 2-hour limit, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But we only do one show a week. This is like the free editions for like for people. It's not for people who do daily podcasts, basically.
No,
so
that's too much anyway. Nobody
exactly,
needs that.
Yeah. So yeah, and one show a week is plenty, I think. So yeah, you had a good week then, Matt. Decent.
Yeah,
bad, good.
Right. Yeah, good. Yeah. Wednesday, innit?
It is, yes.
It's only the day.
Yeah, it does feel like last week because basically, like, as you know, we bought our house that we live in at the start of the month. The sale went through, it all completed. It's just been like everything's just been in upheaval. There's been no routine, anything. We've had weekends away, but we've also been kind of sorting like tradesmen out to fix things and add new stuff to the house. And it's like,
I hate doing.
Yeah, me too. And you kind of lose track of where you are in the week as well. And it's like the wife last week, she was like, "Oh, what a week it's been!" I was like, "It's Tuesday."
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, there's nothing worse than that. Like, I woke up this morning thinking it was Tuesday, it's Wednesday, and it's like, that's good. Good when that happens. Terrible when you think it's like Thursday and it's Monday morning.
Yeah.
It's quite problematic.
Yeah, well, it's just the weekend should be something to look forward to, but I've got to go and pick up a fireplace from Saltburn, so I'm not looking forward to that.
Well,
hopefully they've hooked it and everything, because that'll be a bit annoying.
Saltburn.
Dragging someone's chimney breast away from their house.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully he's not in the bath when you go and pick that one up.
Yeah.
It hasn't helped that there hasn't been much football on, which doesn't really keep a routine very well.
No.
Obviously, your weekends are taken up largely by football. And there hasn't been any, really, apart from internationals that I haven't watched. So...
No, I've not watched it a second. I haven't even contemplated watching either of the two England games. Nah.
I have no interest in it at all. But well, it's back to normal. As of this week, Friday night is football. But this isn't a football podcast, is it?
No, it's not. You speak of back to normal. We're hoping to get a little bit of normality back to the wheel, and hopefully a little bit of jeopardy because we're a week on from the safest episode of not just our podcast, but any podcast ever recorded. I think if that was episode 1, I think it would probably just not get to episode 2. Even though the content was fine, but we were dealing with really safe subjects. So hopefully the wheel will come up trumps with some.
Well, let's see. I guess
some jeopardy.
I'm quite excited now.
Yeah,
I look at it you can tell. I sound it as well.
Right, well, should we spin the wheel?
Yeah, go on. Spin it. We're going to hear it as well.
We're not going to hear the noise, unfortunately.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, yes, we will, because the listener will not notice that, and I will drop that in afterwards.
This is good, so now I can see the wheel. So I couldn't see the wheel before.
Yeah.
And now I can.
That's it. Plus, we're keeping things transparent as well, because people said during airline week.
Yeah.
That we weren't, that we were in control of the wheel. The wheel does
we are not in control of the wheel. The
wheel controls us. So let's spin.
Yeah, let's spin.
I'm spinning now.
I can see it, but it's lagging for me. So.
Well, the first subject of today's episode is road rage.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's your Jeopardy. It's not really that jeopardous.
Not really. Good song. Quite like it. Good, isn't it? Probably their best.
It is. Yeah, I like the ballad of Tom Jones.
Okay. It's impossible to not think of a really strong Welsh accent when you hear the word road rage.
And you can't sing it. You can't sing a Catatonia song in anything but a really strong bad Welsh accent, which often comes. Well, the thing is, the perils of speaking in a false Welsh accent. It can go like east of Wales quite quickly, very east.
Yeah.
So best not. So you've got a driving license.
Yeah.
But you don't drive as a passenger. Yeah. Do you get road rage? Like, do you get like referred road rage off the person you're with?
No, I think it's quite funny. Like, I don't drive because I hated learning to drive. I hated every minute of it, and I was terrible at it. Like, I shouldn't have a driving license. Like, I should not have a drive, and also I can't concentrate either. So like
that's an issue. You need that.
It would be horrific if I was to start driving. Anyway, no, I just think it's quite funny when people get annoyed about things like lanes.
Yeah.
Like what? It's like, I'm not letting him in. We'll just let him in. Like, it doesn't like what are you getting annoyed with him for? Like, I don't get. Like, I get it if someone like pulls out in front of you, obviously, and you have to like swerve out of the way. Then you're going to be annoyed. But it's like if someone's like not paying attention and the lights have changed to green, people blaring the horns. Like, grow up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm quite a. I don't know if you might disagree. I'm quite like a generous driver. Yeah, I would agree with I'll let lots of cars out, probably more than my fair share, and I'll let people cross the road if I'm travelling like particularly slow. Like, I've been letting people out who've been like waiting to cross at corners long before the highway code like made it clear that you have to do that, and it's perilous because people like will shout at you saying it's in the highway code, but you can't really argue when the car's like steaming towards you, can you?
No,
like,
it's
a pretty bold like argument to have with someone. Like, actually, I've got a right to be.
Find if you can consult your copy of the highway code.
You're waving it in your face. But I'm quite generous, and I feel
I
like,
agree.
Like we're sharing the road, aren't we? We're not, that little patch of tarmac beneath my four wheels is not mine. The wheels may be mine, or the lease company, but the road certainly isn't. And it's, if people go in with a mindset like you're sharing the road, usually results in a better experience. I had a lovely bit of road rage at the weekend, actually. Saying that,
you called someone did you call someone a was that? Can we bleep that out?
You know that we can't bleep it out.
Oh. Does this go live? Oh shit.
Right. So that's 9 minutes.
Oh, I couldn't remember, because I thought it would be funny if we bleep, like I said it and you bleeped it, so people would wonder what you said.
No,
I forgot we were.
I'll have to find a way to bleep that.
Does this upload immediately? I hope it doesn't upload immediately.
No, it doesn't upload immediately. No, I can edit it first. Again.
Right.
I don't even know why we have little conversations before we record, but they're pointless. No, I didn't call him any names. I didn't resort to name calling, but basically, I was
Right.
I was in Manchester at the weekend for a gig,
That's not funny. I don't know what I'm laughing at that for.
and it was really like Manchester. Like on a Saturday, I didn't realise how busy it would be in terms of like traffic. It's like rush hour traffic, and they had the loser rugby final over at Old Trafford.
Oh yeah.
And then they had the Fugees from the 90s. They were playing somewhere else. I think they were playing at the Co-op Live, maybe. Not the shop.
Right. Yeah.
The venue. And then there was like some kind of like I chose my car park on Just Park because it's cheap. It's
Right.
£8. But
It's not
right
bad.
next, oh, it's good. Right next to where we were parking, there was like a big festival thing going on, and there was loads of people, and they were all heading towards it, and they'd used part of the car park and closed the road off for like taxis and pick ups and drop offs, but not parking. And there was a massive diversion. I was just getting really stressed, and there was a taxi that had pulled in into the car park before us, and he could have moved just like 2 feet forward to let people past because it was quite a tight car park, and he just didn't, and he knew I was behind him. And there was it was like a saloon car, and the doors opened, and there was about 10 people got out, like in suitcases. It was like a comedy scene, and the taxi
Like clowns.
driver, and the taxi driver got out, and he did the whole hand up like to apologise. And I lost my temper. I was just like, it's no use apologising. You could have gone forward like a metre, 2 metres, and I would have been able to get my car through. He was like, "Oh, I've got a job to do," and I was like, "All right, well, I've got a red carpet." I said, "I've got a red carpet in the boot. I'll just roll it out, let you have a better day, shall I?"
That's good. So that's quite good road rage.
Well, I get that. My problem is I go sarcastic, and
Yeah.
it becomes really like unedifying and quite embarrassing. But I said to Ella afterwards, it's like, because I was fine, like straight away. I'm fine
I'm all right.
after these things. I'm just like, it just goes off like that.
Yeah.
And the red mist disappears, and I'm like, oh, you seen that? He looks like Billy Connolly over there, and you have a laugh and joke and everything. But Ella was like, I said, is that a beige flag that I can do that? And Ella was like, no, it's a red flag. It's a massive red flag. Just like, because I actually feel like quite at risk. Like, oh, you won't be at risk. You're not the subject of my anger. And she was like, yeah, but what if the taxi driver got like a wrench out the boot and started whacking you? Then I'm at risk. So that's a fair point. Yeah, I hadn't considered that.
Yeah. I never felt
but road rage. That's the thing. You don't consider that at all. And if for a second,
No, you
could,
don't.
like, set fire to the car and not feel any guilt for it, which is pretty dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I do cycle on the road, as we discussed last week, so I do get elements of it then, but again, like most drivers are alright. Like,
Yeah,
so you get like a knock.
I leave loads of room for cyclists.
Yeah. No, well, most people do, to be fair. Like, but then you've got like cyclists not helping themselves as well. So
Yeah.
like cycling Mikey or whatever he's called, that knobhead, just going around trying to get people to lose the driving license. Like it's just shit. Like it's like he's an
Generally
arse.
fine.
Like he's a total. Yeah, well, he's just a bell end. Like, just stop it. Like, if there's someone's genuinely endangering you, yeah, fair enough. But like, you literally like, I saw one the other day, and someone had gone onto a curb, and he was like, what you like, just stop it. Like, people could lose their jobs because of that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fucking stop. Just stop doing that.
The rise of the dash cam has like led to a change in behaviour, because at the same time you've got people who are like, oh, I best not do that dodgy move because that car in front's going to have a dash cam, or it might not. You know, you kind of like you second guess yourself.
Yeah. No.
But at the same time, there's people like that go out looking for situations. And when I first got mine, like I was driving down the road and someone cut us up. And I was like, you bastard, beat my horn and everything. And when I got back, I was like, I'm going to put that on Facebook. And I took the 30-second clip and put it on Facebook, because like the camera is a wider camera. It didn't look terrible at all. He was like, he was like 400 yards away, and he was doing like a really safe manoeuvre, indicating across.
You just look like a dick.
I'm like, life's too short. Unless it's like, I mean, I've not needed to use my dash cam like properly.
No, good actually.
Yet, yeah. It's a good thing to have. It's a deterrent as well, because
No, that is.
you know, it's also something to nick. So
Well,
the irony.
yeah. Well, I did have one, but it's been stolen. Yeah. No, I saw one the other day. Someone was like doing exactly what we just said and not letting someone in and basically stationing traffic. And all the comments were just like, "Well, you're in knobhead, mate. Like it's you in the wrong here." And he's just like, but yeah, no, road rage. I think it's funny, largely until it gets like violent. That's just like fucking hell. Like really, all of this sort of like a mini roundabout.
Yeah.
But I think it's quite funny people getting annoyed about like, someone changing lanes. It's just grow up, just behave.
I get annoyed at like little petty acts that other drivers do. Like I was coming off around, it was match traffic, and I was coming off a roundabout, and there was a gap in front of us.
Did you go in or?
No, this bus decided to like force us wide, so it hit go into the gap. So I kind of like managed to get ahead of the bus eventually, cut him up. He beeped at me for ages. It was so pathetic. And I did that thing at the traffic lights of like when it goes green, pretending I'd stalled. So I just went through an amber. Left him at the traffic lights, like shaking his fist as I went off into the distance.
Great. That's very
little wins like that mean nothing. And I look around and go like, I'll turn to like my wife, I'll turn to Ella and go like, "Hey, what did you see what I did there?" And they'll just go like, "You're not bad."
Yeah, that's great though, because he'll have been like absolutely fizzing at that, like really
fuming in the distance,
like absolutely rage. Funny thing about him though, like if he's sitting there blaring his horn in stationary traffic, people are just like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you doing that?"
Yeah, there's a guy across the road who gets he's got a drop curb, and sometimes people park in front of it. So his method, and if he's blocked in or he's trying to get into his own space, if there's a car there, he'll just beep constantly.
Right.
Until somebody comes out. And it's like, they're not going to come out. And he'll just wait until... Then he'll have a go at them. Like, can you be bothered?
Well, I hate this man.
It's also really annoying when I'm sitting there trying to work and it's just like...
Yeah. So I was thinking you've...
Especially when it's me that parks there.
Yeah. Wish that Nobbard would go out and move his car. That's me. All right. Well, that was good. No, I think it's funny. I think it's largely funny.
It can be funny once, as you say, once it stays the right side of like the right side of funny. As soon as it starts getting violent, like I don't
people are getting violent.
I've never had any intention of getting out of my car and like doing anything.
You want to check under your car next time you get in it? You're going to but I think that's a bit far, actually.
Yeah. Right. That's road rage. That is road rage in a nutshell. So, without further ado, let us spin said wheel once more. Where will the wheel take us now?
Well, who knows? Who knows?
We're spinning.
Hopefully, it's in podcast etiquette.
Takeaway food.
What is it? All right. Okay. Right. I've had a takeaway before.
Yeah, I've had one as well. I've had my fair share. Probably more than my fair share, if I'm being brutally honest. Where do you want to start? Do you remember your first takeaway?
No.
It was back in 1997.
It was probably a McDonald's or some chips or something. Probably chips on holiday.
Yeah.
Like kid. Yeah. I like takeaways are good but terrible.
Oh yeah.
Because like you can get a good takeaway. Like a good takeaway. Like if you go for a curry. You get a takeaway, you get a good one, then it could almost cost you as much as if you were to go out for a curry.
Yeah.
And it's just not as enjoyable. Like, even though the food's great, the occasion isn't there. Like, going out for a curry is like an event, almost.
Well, yeah, it is. It is an event because you can get, like, when you and there's a sharing element to it as well. If you get like a tray of poppadoms and you not share. You share naan, surely.
Yeah, I share none, and then I'll let like if I'm going with
Don't
Becky,
mean
like
like
she can try some, but like I'm not doing. Oh well, we'll split it half and half. I'm not doing that because I want this one, so I'm gonna have that.
Amy's quite
share
big
like
on,
size.
if we get a Chinese, Amy will want to like share stuff, and
I'm usually drunk when I order a Chinese though, so I don't. But also, like I talk about takeaways, like everyone eats lots when they're drunk, and I just don't. Like I order loads, and I eat like none of it. Like I'll order we did it last week, and I ordered a massive Chinese, and I had like half of like the one of the dishes, some chips, and a bit of chicken or something, and it was like just piles of food. Like, and she come in, she was like, "Why have you ordered all of this?" I was like, "Oh, well, I don't know. I was hungry." She's like, "Well, there is literally enough food left to feed 6 people, and you've eaten half a spring roll and a bag of prawn crackers."
at this point
And,
you should have
and
called
also
me.
the expense. Well, you could. Would you like to come round, Richard, for some leftover Chinese? Oh, he's outside.
It'd be like doing you a favour, really, because like
Yeah, 100%. So like this goes back to like my theory, which I don't even take advantage of myself. When you're drunk, you might as well just have beans on toast.
oh right, well yeah. Well, none of the takeaways in Seam are any good. Just none of them are any. There's a couple that are all right. There's a couple of decent curry houses, no decent Chinese, like no chance at all. The one good pizza shop is no longer any good. Fish and chips are hit and miss, which is surprising for Seam being a coastal resort, but they're either massively overpriced on the front or not that great. So it's a mixed bag, and they just don't serve beyond like 11. So if you've been on a night out and you get the last bus, the last bus comes out of Sunderland, I think about 11:30, and I know if I've been out for a few, I'll just have no chance of getting anything from anywhere when I get home.
Yeah, like that is like even so where we are, obviously in Sunderland, like Friday night is the most problematic because I usually make something during the day when I work at home or whatever, make a chili and just leave it and have that. But if you forget or you just can't be arsed, then you're like, I leave the local at like 11:15 on a Friday night or 11. I would love a chippy to be open then. Like like sausage and chips then would just be amazing. But they don't. They're not open late. Like the chippy near us shuts at like 9, and the decent chippy shuts at like 7.
Yeah.
And then you're just left with slop. So
But
you're like, well, I might as well just go
it's a decent chippy if it closed at 7. Like,
oh yeah, like it's proper good.
Like,
But I want this. Like I want this. See this fish and chips you're selling me now. I want this in like 6. But I can't buy it then.
yeah.
I can eat it cold. I suppose you could, but it would be awful.
Chips don't reheat like at all, really.
Yeah,
very well.
But you see, so you just end up. So your best option then is to just go to McDonald's.
Yeah, I think even then it doesn't. The one nearest doesn't open.
But the one by me is open 24 hours.
24 hours, yeah.
But like, so you might as well just go there because you can, and then I can just walk up there.
Yeah, KFC closes at 10. So and plus if you order anything from KFC like after 9, it's not going to be great. Yeah,
it's a waste.
So what we've done previously, if we've been to like a wedding or like been out, like for a show or something, is we'll just have like cheese on toast when we get in, which is a bit like a pizza.
It's arguably the same, with a bit of ketchup on it.
Yeah, a bit of ketchup, maybe a bit of pepperoni that you've got in the fridge.
Italian accent on.
Yeah. Cut it into weird slices. Put a little table in the middle of it.
Yeah, they're good then. For Chris.
No, like cheese and toast, and you're right, because you are like kind of when you're that steam, and you're just looking for something.
Well, I had the idea of
just something.
A toast takeaway, like just selling toast. Like it'd be great because like a toast takeaway, you get beans on toast, cheese on toast, or just toast. Well, I don't know how much you charge for that. But when I'm pissed, I'd pay like a tenner for beans on toast.
Yeah.
With cheese as well. Like, okay, yeah, buy Apple Pay.
Yeah.
How much was that last night? $12.99. That was beans on toast. Yeah, beans on toast. Yeah. Was it nice? No, I didn't eat it.
I'd quite like to like create my own takeaway and run it, and
yeah,
because I know there's so many kind of takeaways. I don't understand the takeaways that are out there that do like caterers oven chips, like from cash and carry oven chips, and
just
like
lazy
rubbish burger in a like caterer's bun. I don't understand where they're coming from. I don't like what are you doing this for? Because it doesn't really give you that much profit. It's like a difficult industry to thrive in.
Yeah,
you're not doing it for any kind of enjoyment of food. You're clearly not your heart's not in it because there's no heart in that. Maybe in the burger.
There's not. I hate them buns. I hate.
Yeah.
I was at a chippy the other week.
Floury top.
We went for what on a Sunday, and I'll not name the chippy, but we got some chips for dinner, and she went, "Oh, do you want a chip butty?" And I was like, "No, I don't, because I can see the buns that you're using, that they're using." So there's just them horrible. Oh, and you don't know exactly which ones we mean.
Yeah.
They're sweet.
Yeah.
Like they're awful. They're just horrible, and they last for weeks. Like, they're just. They're awful things. I won't eat them. I refuse to eat them.
You see them on like a match day, and you see like behind the counter, and they're in like packs of like 100,
1,000. Yeah.
Just infinite supply.
Nah, honestly, like
buns.
that's the most offensive thing about a takeaway. I think to not even be asked.
But you can't ask these questions like if you order, because I very rarely order a burger from anywhere because I know what it's going to be like. But it's the kind of question that you're going to ask.
If you're going to order a burger at McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a well-crafted, engineered, designed burger. Every single.
There are too many chemicals in it for you to not like it. So,
exactly.
Like.
Well, even then, though, it's just like the consistency, nice. The taste is going to be the same every time. You might get it put together badly, but it's going to be the same burger, just maybe like a bit of a mess visually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a big McDonald's fan.
Yeah.
That's what I've started doing now that I've run out of patience with any of the Chineses in the Chinese takeaways.
You're starting something there. I have to say. It's like...
yeah, that's it. There's a line in the sand.
Where's Richard? I don't know.
There's none of the Chinese takeaways are any good. So if Amy and Ella are going to get like a Chinese, I will just say, right, well, I'll go to McDonald's. It doesn't mean that your enjoyment of that meal is not going to be diminished. I'm not going to sit here kind of hating the fact that I've got a terrible meal when I know I can get something for slightly cheaper from McDonald's. That's actually like going to hit the spot. So,
what is the worst takeaway you've ever had?
I've had a few.
I have one that sticks.
I've never had one that's made us ill.
No, I've not had food poisoning off.
Yeah. So I can never say like, oh, that's completely wiped us out. But I went like years ago. I went to my brother's house, and we got like. I'm reluctant to name the takeaway because it's still going, and I think it's still called the same thing.
Right.
But I name it, and people will know. But the fact that I'll name it because no one's going to bring a lawsuit. It was 20 years ago.
Right.
It's a place called Chinchilla.
All right. Okay.
And they did this like chicken kebab thing that was like from the like the machine. What's that big thing called? The spit thing that they do other kebabs on. The spit.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Rotisseries on.
Yeah. And it was just like kind of like probably not chicken, but condensed into like a big cylinder, and it wasn't great. I just remember it being like really dicey, and I had a very similar thing when we went on our camping holiday to Stoke.
It's just a good holiday. This.
Yeah. So they're probably the two. They were pretty much exactly the same thing, and it did not impress, as Shania Twain would say.
Well, yeah. Mine was Fergie used to live in Stirling. And we went there, and we'd been on a night out, and we'd been actually been thrown out of the only nightclub there for reasons which that was my fault, but
yeah, I've heard that one.
And then the idea of where do we go next? Well, we don't. Was right, okay. So we went to get this pizza, and we went to this pizza shop, and the man behind the till was proudly telling us that he'd just come out of prison, and proceeded to make us the worst pizza I've ever had. And I got some garlic sauce, and honestly, I thought I smelled the garlic, and how it was going to. I was like, the smell I cannot describe. The smell or the taste, it was horrific.
Was it off?
And the pizza, it was so off. It was like the pizza. I think it was like from before we went inside. I think. And he says, come back, right? Open it up, right? And
we've still got that pepper. Yeah, we have. Right, jobs are good.
Yeah, the garlic. Yeah, we had some left from before. Yeah, you have been opening while I've been in. Yeah. The pizza was it was horrendous. But I wasn't ill because I just ate like 2 bites of it or something. I think we abandoned it and managed to get like KFC or something. But yeah, it was horrific. That was the worst, and that sticks out by a mile. Because the ones by me, like when I'm getting them by, I'll only go like one, like because I know they're all right, so I'll just get there. Like the ones at home. But yeah, takeaways, hit and miss. I think would be the way to describe a takeaway.
yeah, mostly miss if you live in.
Yeah, I would.
Kind of see him.
Yeah, they're just indifferent, really, aren't they? But yeah, there we go. Takeaways.
Yeah, takeaways. Right? Should we spin one more time?
Yeah.
As Daft Punk famously said while talking about takeaways in Canada. Right, here we go. We're spinning.
No jeopardy, particularly. Although there's a minor edit with.
the famous last words there of Matthew Keelan. No real jeopardy in this. This is niche, and we're going to have to explain it. But it is Andrew Ferguson's Uber rating. Now, Fergie, who's already had a mention tonight on the show, had a mention last week for his antics in Subway.
Oh God, yeah, he messaged me about that. Yeah.
So yeah, can you explain to us who Andrew Ferguson is?
Andrew Ferguson is my. Believe it or not, Andrew Ferguson is my best friend.
A lovely man.
A really nice guy. Just a really nice guy who would firmly do anything for you. Unfortunately, a lot of unfortunate incidents have befallen Fergie in the 20 or so years that I've known him. One of which being his shambolic Uber rating, which we found out when Richard and I went to visit him in Glasgow, which is where he lives now. Was it 1975? Was that why we were there? Yeah.
Well, it was only earlier this year. It wasn't that long ago.
No, I just couldn't remember because I couldn't remember if we'd been twice. And we were sat in his local trying to order an Uber into the centre, and he was sat waiting for ages for this taxi to come. It's just like none of them were picking up. And we were sort of saying, well, why is it taking so long to get an Uber? Like, there's thousands of them kicking around. And we're like, what is your... And we just thought, well, what is your... Well, mine is 4.98.
I'm going to check mine.
and I'm going to check it again, but it was 4.98 at that time.
I think mine's 4.81 because it dropped down over the weekend, annoyingly.
I need to, we're just giving the man 5 stars there for something. 4.97, so something's gone wrong there somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's still... Fergie's is like 4.1 or something.
3.9.
It's a 3. I mean... he's just not getting it. Like, no one's picking him up. Like,
It's sub 4.
That is, like...
Roger Bannister.
Yeah. So it turns out, basically, that that's my fault. Because... So Fergie has basically blamed his terrible ability to get a taxi on me because he claims, and he's right, he is the one that's always sensible enough to get the Uber while everyone's pissed.
Yeah.
So everyone's piling into Ubers with like takeaways, with cans, with just the worst conversations, and they're all booked under the name of Andrew Ferguson.
Yeah.
And he unfortunately has paid the price for this now with long waits for Ubers, bigger surges.
Yeah.
Just basically no one picking up. Drivers being horrible to him. Like, So unfortunately, I'm not really sure how he recovers this because it's going to take him a lot of 5-star Uber ratings to recover.
I would start again.
I was thinking this,
Yeah.
But I don't think you can because you need a phone number.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Can you not? I'd just get a new phone. Get a new SIM card.
Yeah.
Get a burner phone and then just
I'd
rent my Uber account out to like priests and like missionaries and like people like pillars of the community. Like you'll get a 5-star every time.
Well, but basically, if you want an Uber, just use just use Andrew Ferguson's account. His number's 07. I won't do that. I won't do that. But like, just ask him. Say like, "Will you book me an Uber?" Because if you're a bad passenger, it doesn't matter that much because his Uber's fucked, innit? If you think, I'm a bit pissed, I don't want this driver, or I've got like mud on my shoes, or I've got this burger and I need a taxi, just Fergie will book it for you because his Uber's so far gone and irretrievable that he might as well. I only see if he can get it down to 2.
Well, I was trying to think of because I'm like, even when I'm drunk, I'm quite a good passenger. Like,
yeah, I mean,
and I'm not really like a massive conversationalist with the driver unless he initiates it. So if he's a bit of a chatty one, I will chat back, but I won't like generally ask him any questions on how his day is going and stuff. Cause, like,
I don't care.
Yeah, and like usually sometimes I'm doing work, like or faffing about on my phone. But there was one time I was sick in a taxi, but that was a taxi.
Ah, right, okay.
And I was given a champagne bucket because I was sent home from the Christmas party.
Oh, I was going to say, is this when you got thrown out of the work Christmas party?
At 7 o'clock at night.
Is this when you ran off in the taxi as well?
Yes, this is when I ran off. Yeah.
Were you going to say that? Sorry if you
Yes, the taxi dropped us off at the bottom of the street I'm on, and it was on account, and he was trying to take money off us, and I was like, no, it's not. There's no money. It's on account. He was like, no, and it was like 40-50 quid, and I didn't have it on us. So I maintained the conversation while I opened the door and like poured myself. Really, in my head, I was really stealthy about it, and then I was just like, bye, and then just bolted off, and I had to do like about a mile of running and walking around the street because I didn't go straight into my house because he would have just driven up and gone like, well, you live at number whatever. So I did like a really long route back, then got back into my house and thinking I'd like escaped, but then like Monday morning when I got back into work, but it wasn't even Monday, it was like the first Monday back after Christmas.
Oh right, yeah. So you really weren't expecting, right? Yeah.
the company accountant came over. He was like, "You know anything about this?" Oh yeah.
Oh that, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do actually. Yeah, it was me.
So I'm gonna have to pay out. That's gonna have to come out my way. Right.
Let's take it out petty cash.
Yeah. Tom Petty fuming.
Well, yeah. He's dead now. Maybe you can buy his Uber rating, Fergie. You can't run away from an Uber. It's just pointless. But
No, exactly. No.
I think like Uber, like Fergie. I feel that I should apologise to him really on air now. I think I should apologise to Fergie for making his basically making his life worse by spoiling his Uber rate. They can't all be me though. Like I will stress, like some of them must have been from himself. Because he was there, let's not forget. I wasn't alone in this. I'm not ordering taxis. I'm not ordering. I'm not ordering things from Fergie's Uber account. Like, I'm not doing that. It's impossible.
No. Yeah. Well, unless you.
But like, I will now say, if we are pissed, even though it will involve a longer wait time because of his bad rating, I will say that, well, Fergie, we might as well use yours.
I think it's just like he needs to build it back up. It's a long road for him. So if like, don't know how many journeys he's taken, but obviously it's going to take quite a while.
The problem
he's going to have to average more than 4 each time, basically. 4. He's got to average 5 stars to get it up.
Yeah,
he won't move the needle that way. Right?
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, he can't. The thing is, most of his Uber journeys tend to come when I'm around, or yeah. So and then when I'm around, we've been to the pub usually.
Yeah, generally, yeah.
So I feel that he's going to struggle, to be honest, unless we start going to church and getting an Uber there.
Yeah, or maybe like going on a charm offensive every time he gets an Uber. So every Uber he gets, he's coming away knowing he's getting 5 stars. Like that's the target. So get in the Uber with like a suit.
Yeah.
On. Offer, you know when like the Uber drivers offer you a drink, like there's like a water there for you.
Yeah.
He should do that. Like come
there's
in
a kind
like,
of Stella there for you. Oh, do you want this cheeseburger? Can you not? Can you just not? But yeah. Well, that was Andrew Ferguson's Uber rating, which is shit.
Yeah, so I'm about to say sorry, but I've not really contributed to that. I know we did that one journey and we did a couple of journeys on Uber, but I think I ended up using mine because no one was turning up.
Couldn't get one. Yeah, we had to use. Yeah.
I took matters into my own hands.
That's very funny. Anyway, yeah, that's Fergie. Sorry, Fergie. Yeah, a good man.
A good man.
And a good plumber as well, if you need any plumbing doing.
He's a good man, almost too good a man, because he's letting people use his Uber. So.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Well, that's Andrew Ferguson's Uber rating, and that is this episode of Fried Chicken Fries.
Yeah, it's good that.
Feel free. I would really appreciate it if you send us your suggestions. If you've enjoyed this podcast and you want us to talk about something, anything you like, send us it on our social channels, or just tweet either of us, or send us a letter. Matt lives at number 4.
Well, just ring Andrew Ferguson.
Yeah, ring Andrew Ferguson at 07. Or just if you're an Uber driver, do him a favour, give him a couple of 5 stars.
Yeah, if you see Andrew, pick him up. He's alright, yeah. And also I'll be there, so pick him up.
An extremely big draggled man outside a pub on a corner outside of Glasgow.
Tuesday.
Been waiting 45 minutes. Yeah. Right. Well, all that's we're back next week with more ramblings and some other stuff. But all that's left to say is thank you very much for listening.